I've gone through almost 3 bottles of Jameson just on the podcast.
Well, I mean, that's Jameson, though. I didn't feel like anybody was drinking the Natty Lights that aggressively. 3 bottles just on the podcast.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm almost out of that. That's what's left of the one.
Holy fuck.
I drank.
Well, I guess because you do a couple every episode, and then we normally pour around.
Yeah.
Or.
So I drink. So like this, I'll just have like a finger or 2 of Jameson.
You normally reload that like midway, right?
Yeah, like probably 3 times.
Oh, you do 3. Okay. All right.
Well, like I'll have 3 total, I should say.
Right. That
reload twice.
3 fingers?
If we were at my house, I would reload
3 fingers
times.
or 3 glasses?
3 glasses, like
Gotcha.
3.
6 fingers.
Yeah.
Accurate.
That's how she likes it.
A
6 fingers.
One whole
bizarrely
hand
specific.
and one.
6 fingers.
How do you do that?
A
Like
whole hand and one finger.
Which
or just finger?
Is it 4 and 2, or is it
Do you take
5
away-
and a fist and 1
Or like
little
no-
extra?
3
no,
the
over.
no
thumb.
thumb.
Or you could do 3 and 3, like backwards, like this.
I think
Well, then you got
you
the,
get all kinds of like techniques. Like this, I know there's the shocker, but I
I'll
mean,
be
Yeah,
doing-
that could
I'll-
work.
I'll
If you
be-
do it like this,
I'll
like
be
a
a
shocker
double
like
shocker?
this, like
the rare and elusive double shocker.
yeah.
or you could really just like, I don't know.
I feel like you're doing that. Like here's the church.
Yeah,
Here's the
exactly. That's
steeple.
what I was thinking of.
And then you're
That's
like,
exactly what I
get it, bitch.
Open it up, and there's your cervix.
Oh, God.
Or colon, depending on.
That was like frighteningly anatomically specific. Like a little uncomfortable.
It
at
burned
this
an
point.
image in your brain.
And
A likely
there's your
inaccurate
cervix.
image.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I don't remember anything about.
Yeah, I've heard the word cervix in my life 10,000 times. I have no idea what it looks like. I know it's up in there somewhere, but that's
I've touched it
that's all I
before.
got.
I've been there.
I've touched
before.
it. I'm sure I have.
All right, I guess we'll just roll into it. Huh? That's as good enough a segue into
Yep.
the start as any.
Double shocker.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us for another Last Call podcast. My name is Mikey T. I'm joined by our usual group of misfits. Guys, go ahead and introduce.
I'm Tristan. Welcome back.
I'm Khyle. Hello.
So we have a few different topics for this week, mainly surrounding all the different announcements in entertainment and gaming.
Why do we want to retread over this? I'm sure that our partners at Raekwon and Jaquan have already covered all of this ground, right? I mean,
That's
why
true.
Do we,
That's true.
Why do we want to retread the same topics? I'm sure they've already discussed the Nintendo Switch on there.
Yeah, you're probably right. Maybe we'll just move on.
Khyle has been a guest over at the
Yeah. Yes.
Get Right podcast.
Or yes, the Can't Get Right podcast.
This will be
N-bomb happy hour.
the Raekwon and
What did you
Jaquan's
call
N-bomb. Raekwon and Jaquan's N-bomb Happy Time Get Right Hour. That is the
That's
that is how we refer to their podcast
It was
here.
at the N-bomb happy hour. That's great.
that's the official name of their podcast.
Yeah, it's like that was the most shocking thing to me when I tried to listen. I listened to like 12 minutes of the episode, and the quantity of N-bombs was shocking. It was like being in a room that nobody knew I was in, and like so it was like, oh well, that's how it is. When
It's like enough that you still felt uncomfortable.
yeah. It was like you guys can't say it that
Honestly,
much.
that's-
Stop.
It's no different than like 12:45 at Diamondbacks or Portales on a Saturday night.
That's
Yeah,
probably.
I guess when you're down to just the regulars,
Like-
people do get a little ridiculous.
I mean, I say it in my sleep, so I mean,
well,
Is that like, that's like how you snore.
yeah, just nigga.
So we
I'm not gonna recover from that.
I know. I'm just gonna imagine that from now on. Like that's just, That's just how it
I'm
got-
gonna practice that. I hope
Don't-
that happens. I hope I do. I hope I work on it for years, and then it finally happens, like on an airplane. Or
black snoring matters.
Yeah. Jesus, Lord.
So anyway, we got let's see, what are the different what came out? What was announced? We had
Okay, we can work back to front if that's what you want to do. We can work earliest to latest.
Okay.
Or do you want to go through all of them and pick which one you want to talk about?
Let's just we'll touch on them each quickly. Like some of them are more interesting.
First one, Red Dead 2. We got the teaser image of just Rockstar. What was amazing is Rockstar just tweets a red image with the Jafar sand.
Got to turn over Jafar sand.
I'd have been pissed if we'd gone like a half hour without doing that.
It's all good. We got it. Go ahead.
Rockstar tweets just an image of a red background with the black Rockstar R on it. And the whole internet is immediately like, yup, it's fucking Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, that's unbelievable. But that came out followed by a trailer a few days later, which is pretty. I don't know if there's anything there to comment on, really. But
yeah, I mean, who knows if it's even, if any of that is gameplay related or it's just cutscenes. But I think cutscenes have sort of gone by the wayside. It's more, most games use the in-game engine to make their cutscenes now, so... Well, you can probably assume it looks pretty good.
Rockstar historically though is known for using mission cutscenes or whatever as their commercials or trailers. Like, I mean, going all the way back to Vice City or Grand Theft Auto 3 or any of those things, they always use cutscenes.
I still have a Vice City shirt from when I worked at GameStop. I should have worn that.
I do. I like the in-engine cutscenes. It makes things real blurry.
Yeah.
Although I do miss the old school like PlayStation 1 days where like you'd play a game like Final Fantasy VII is a great example. You play a game that really looks like dog shit most of the time, except for the occasional cutscene, which is, you know, CGI graphics to the moon, which kind of blow your mind. I kind of miss those days, but I don't know. Are you intrigued at this point by like, okay, let's take the Grand Theft Auto engine and put a guy on a horse with some kind of limited guns and
I
give him
can't
a
decide.
huge open area?
I can't decide how excited to be because while I liked Red Dead Redemption, I didn't think it was that. It didn't have enough going on to keep my attention because my attention span is dog shit.
Yeah, mine too.
So GTA 5 is amazing for me because like you can wander from one thing to another and do nothing but waste hours of time.
Absolutely.
And I feel like if I have to run by horseback between towns to do that stuff, I think I might not be as into it.
That was actually my issue with the first Red Dead. Was I was so accustomed to the pace of all the Grand Theft Autos from, 4 to, Vice City and all that stuff. And then like having to literally, I'm used to driving off the mountains. Like whatever happens to my car happens to my car. Like I can't plummet this horse off of this mountain and hopefully.
I mean, you could to a degree.
It is less dramatic. Like in Skyrim, like riding a horse off of a cliff is much less satisfying than driving a car off a cliff.
Especially in Skyrim.
It just seems kind of sad. It's just like you and this horse tumbling off and slowly falling.
But when I'm on a timed mission, because like I got to get rattlesnake poison or whatever from one town to another, like I might want this horse to take a 50-foot dive off a cliff.
It does sound so mundane when you break it down to that. It's like, I need to run to a town. It's like someone's poisoned the water hole.
Exactly.
There's a snake in my boot.
But that, to me, that was a big selling point as far as, like, I tried to, like I was saying before, I tried to play it for, like, a good month. And it was kind of the same thing I got from, what was the game about the hackers?
Oh,
that came out on
yeah, they're about
Watch
to put
Dogs.
out.
Yes,
yeah,
Watch
they're
Dogs.
about to put out another one.
Yeah, and
Are they really?
I'll
like
begrudgingly
a sequel?
download. Yeah, there's another one coming out.
Wow,
I
didn't
think
know
the main
people
character's
liked it
black.
that much. Okay.
I don't think anybody did. They promised a lot and didn't deliver.
Yeah, they promised so much, like being able to control everything, and then when it came out, they had scaled everything back. And I was super pumped when I saw the initial trailer, and was all about it. Gonna just take my $60 right now, and then I got it and was like, "Can I have my $60 back?"
You fucking lied to me.
I want to be able to control stoplights in an organized manner, not just randomly.
Yeah, they crafted even their gameplay trailer was so carefully orchestrated.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they showed this guy just doing these incredible things with his phone.
His smartphone.
Yeah, it made it look really amazing, but I guess a lot of that didn't pan out the way.
I saw the gameplay of the new one, and it's like an alpha build or beta or whatever. I don't know, but it looked like a sort of wonky GTA with the sort of hacking stuff thrown in. It didn't look very good either.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'd pass on that. But with Red Dead, I don't know. I don't think I'll bother getting it.
Probably.
I love Rockstar stuff, but I'd rather just play more GTA.
I feel like
I agree.
in a world where GTA doesn't exist, a Red Dead 2 is probably pretty amazing.
If you're really
paced
into the
more like the Bethesda stuff, really. I mean, it's paced more like Skyrim and Fallout and stuff like that.
I think if you're really into single player, because I never even finished a single player. I've yet to finish a single player for GTA 5.
Missing out.
I heard it's really good.
I
Oh,
don't
it's
think I
incredible.
finished it.
Every time I get on
I
there,
do a lot
though,
of
it's
it. I
like
didn't finish
somebody
it.
logs on, and I'm like, all right, let's go blow some shit up.
Let's go kill stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for like you were saying before, as far as like in a world where there is no Grand Theft Auto, there's so many other options though, from Saints Row to what's the game I was just
Anything that
thinking
adds
of?
purple dildo swords.
I'm in. Count me in. Like, but it's still
Okay.
That was a lot of fun.
it's still that same ridiculousness you get from
But
Grand
Saints
Theft
Row
Auto.
doesn't exist without GTA 4.
Who's to say?
Well, I mean-
I am to say.
Well,
Saints
well, I mean,
Row
my bad,
GT
God.
is a copy of. I love Saints
Okay,
Row.
so
Saints
what about
Row the
Mafia?
Third is tons of fun.
What about Mafia?
See, I'll never bother with Mafia. I think
I'm going
Mafia's
to buy
time.
Mafia 3 within the next few weeks. Just like
I think
and that's
Mafia's
based
time has
strictly on
passed.
hype.
I think it was good because it provided that pure single player version of Grand Theft Auto. It's like a more structured version of Grand
Right.
Theft Auto. But GTA now has both. So why?
Yeah, I mean,
in my mind, why have
I can
I
understand.
see what you're saying. Somebody would have gotten there. Somebody would have gotten to the sandbox shooter.
I mean, even if you go back to what were we doing on calculators, Drug Wars or what was it?
Yeah, Drug Wars. I think.
Yeah, like that you could do on like the TI-83s back in like high school. Or whatever. It would have eventually got there.
yeah, somebody would have gotten there, but I don't know. Like, it feels unfair to compare Red Dead to GTA. Like, the pacing is just so much different.
Yeah.
You cannot compare the two. Like I
That's
said,
what I mean.
it's paced much closer to a Skyrim or
Right.
Fallout or one of the Bethesda products than it's going to be. The GTA 5 is just so frantic.
Well, comparison and expectation are completely different. Like, you hear Rockstar, you don't think Red Dead Redemption. You think GTA.
Yep.
Any
That's
one
true.
of them. Doesn't matter.
I'm still waiting for a
So-
Rockstar table tennis VR.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Didn't they had a big table tennis? Were
Yeah.
they the ones who had the big table tennis game?
It
That
was
supposed to be
really
a lot of
good.
fun? Yeah, that's
it was,
what I hear.
It was
See, I
really
know
well
nothing
made.
about this.
It was an awesome game.
I know nothing about this.
I can't remember.
It
the
came
name
out
of it.
right when the 360 did. Yeah, when the 360 did.
Yeah, it was.
Man.
Yeah, people talk about the game. It was a lot of fun. Rockstar, side note, has not come out with a new line of games in like a decade.
Why?
Yeah,
What's that?
why would you
fix something
Yeah.
that's not broken?
I don't know. Like,
How much? Like,
try something new.
I agree.
They don't
with
even
that,
need
but
to because they could. They
Like
have
neither
old
one
property.
of you guys. Red Dead Redemption 2 got announced. You guys are like, eh.
Yeah.
Like you can use those resources on.
No, but
coming
a
up with
lot of
something new.
a lot of
'cause
people
you
will.
know what I
Sure,
wanna do?
You're right.
You know what I want to do is hit prostitutes going 200 miles an hour down a street, like
Now, what if you?
in a
Hit-
supercar. Like
hit a
Sounds like a lot of
you know
fun,
what I
but
mean?
we've been
prostitute
doing that
going-
for a decade
and
and,
I
a little
guarantee
bit
you,
now.
I'm never gonna stop doing it.
Like GTA 4 was what 05?
Yeah, I was in high school, so like
mean-
before that, DJ, you said 4?
Yeah, I mean
'Cause
4
GTA
was the first time you could run over hookers and take
Nah,
their
that
money,
was
right?
that was 3, and that was
3
when I
was-
was in.
Oh, yeah, you're right,
That
it
was
was
in
3.
2000.
Yeah, and that was 2000. So
now in
16 years now, we've
2016.
been running over hookers in cars.
And
like,
guess what? I've done it in every single GTA release
All right,
since
you won't mind a
2000.
judge.
Shit, even before that, in like the 90s when it was on the like the SNES kind of graphics. It was like the 8-bit.
Oh yeah, the original ones,
Yeah,
like
like-
1 and 2.
Yeah,
and
still running people
They were
over.
I miss the rampages from those.
They're in 5.
Are they?
Trevor has rampages in 5.
Oh, they don't have them online, so I don't know about it.
You have to do you have to do the weird you have to go to like the strangers and freaks things, like
Oh,
all
yeah,
the little
yeah.
question marks. But he has 5. Like
oh, that's true. Yeah, I forgot about those.
he's like 5 or 6. I think your favorite one will be the one where you actually get to kill hipsters with
Excellent.
a shotgun.
God damn
That's
it!
actually
now,
the last one. But
now I have to go through and play GTA 5 completely.
I mean, I'm sure you can look it up and just figure
I don't
out.
think you have to play that long to get.
No,
to
you
the
really don't.
rampages
You have to.
and
It's
stuff.
the
I really
last,
should play through it though. I love that game, I've put extra money into it, which I never do for a game.
It's got to be so hard though, because like you've worked so hard to build up so much in the online portion. It's got to be hard to go back and have nothing.
Well, I mean,
and build from scratch.
Even the in game isn't like it's mission wise. It's super easy, but I mean, when you start getting into like, I did this. I've played the game 6 or 7 times all the way through, just to play the stock market.
Well, that's what I know. I want to. When I do play it, I'm gonna play the stock market because there's a way you can like exploit it.
Yeah, I mean, I've done
line.
it a ton of times. Like you're supposed to like you got to finish the game. Like there's a mission in there where you have to like invest in whatever. It's like one of the actual missions, and then you don't have to do it again till the end. So like once you get the large sum of money at the end, that's when you go back and do the stock market and invest. I mean, it was what, like 32 million in in-game money, and then you just do it that way. But it takes a minute because you have to like save and you have to wait for time to elapse and you have to constantly check it and this, that, and the other. But you can make $2.1 billion if you do it the right way and like actually pay attention to what you're doing.
Nice.
It's
like to invest in the airline and then rocket launch an airplane.
Yeah, pretty
right?
much.
Like that sort of thing.
Yeah, you like crash the market, buy it cheap, and then
sell, and then go back and rebuy what you helped build. It's crazy. Like,
I got you.
It's very in depth as far as like how to make money in that game.
All right, so I forget. Are there any other video games that is it? I mean, we got the system. I'd say
video games.
We'll finish with the system.
There was the re-release.
No other games that I have listed. Re-release of
all the Arkham games.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that. Are they remastered?
Yeah, for all the new gen stuff. They released I think I haven't looked too far into it, but I think it's Asylum, City, and Origins that all just got re-released this week for all.
That's pretty cool.
Next-gen stuff.
I really like those games. Those are really well done. But they're just pandering for extra cash.
Well, and they're gonna get mine. I'm gonna tell you right now, they're gonna get mine.
I still haven't played the last.
Don't do it.
The last one.
Don't do it.
Oh.
It's terrible.
Which Night or what?
Yeah, it's awful.
So I played Asylum and I played City.
Both incredible.
Yeah.
Origins is trash. Night is garbage as well.
Damn, that sucks.
But Deathstroke's in it, so I mean you can't really be too upset about that.
All right. Well, we'll jump into movies real quick. So what?
The poster followed by just yesterday, I think the trailer for Logan dropped.
Yes.
Based on roughly on the Old Man Logan comic book, which is one of my favorites. I absolutely love it. I am psyched about old Wolverine, super old Professor X, Dead Mutants. Not psyched about little girl sidekicks, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
Are you basing this strictly off that movie with The Rock? Like the Tooth Fairy or whatever it was. Is that what?
That's an odd connection, but
no.
Is that we don't like little girl sidekicks or whatever?
So I don't want to derail our conversation at all. But on Monday I went and I saw the new Jack Reacher movie.
Okay.
I really loved the original Jack Reacher. Like it was a fun movie. We talked about it. Mike's not a big fan, but the whole idea behind Jack Reacher is that he's kind of this loner vagrant. He just goes from town to town. He doesn't carry anything with him, and he's always getting into trouble. It's like a serial, like, you know, he's always stumbling across plots and murdering people, and it's a lot of fun, but he's a loner. And in the new Jack Reacher movie, for some reason, they decide to hitch him to, I think her name is Kobe Smulders, the girl from the Avengers movies. Okay. Is like his new sidekick, like a military investigation sidekick. Right. And this girl, this 13-year-old girl who is supposed to be his daughter. So now we've taken this kind of badass loner who just goes from town to town fighting people, and we've saddled him with women who constantly are making dumb mistakes that are dragging him down, and it's obnoxious. Yeah. I'm worried about that with Logan.
I can see where you're going with this.
I could see that. And that's almost like Hollywood's own trope. Like they put that into everything. Like that's like those the cheesy DC TV shows. I think are actually a ton of fun, except that they try to cram that sort of Dawson's Creek 90210 bullshit into it. There's always a forced relationship where they focus on it just a little too much.
Yeah.
Like I'm okay if you want to put a little bit of the romantic story in to try to cultivate that female audience, or I don't know, soft men. But when they have this strong focus, and you'll have like huge sections of episodes that I think are just ruined because they concentrate too much on that.
You're talking about like Flash and Green Arrow. And
Yeah,
stuff
like
like
all
that.
the-
There's a scene from The Flash that literally popped in my head while you were talking about that. Like, Eddie, I love you.
Yeah, both of those shows I think are cheesy, fun entertainment. You get that real campy stuff sometimes, but for the most part, it's like it's just a pretty straightforward story that they go through the motions and have some, pretty fun action or whatever. But then they just cram. It's like, oh my god, I love you.
Yeah.
Like that's like half of each episode
And I
at
think
this
you
point.
can kind of get away with that with certain superheroes, Flash, Green Arrow, so on and so forth. But like Wolverine, Logan, like that's not, with the exception of I guess a Jean Grey, like that's not really what you get from him. You get this tiny little angry dude who smokes cigars and cusses at people and
Bub.
you know what I mean? Like,
But in every movie, we're constantly trying to break down this character. In every Wolverine movie, we're constantly trying to break down this character who's a badass. We love watching just be a badass and stab
Right.
people with metal fucking claws that come out of his hands.
Let's
and in
be
every
clear.
movie, it was Rogue, it was Jean Grey, it was
You're right.
the Japanese chick in the last
You're
one.
right,
It was
you're
his
right.
dead wife in the first Deadpool movie. Fucking every time. Stop trying to break him down. Just
I
let
mean,
him be badass.
I mean, he's old as fuck. Like he had hoes. Like, let's just be real about it.
Hashtag Wolverine had hose.
Hey, trending worldwide. But like, I mean, truthfully, you have an accurate point there. But, and I agree with you to a certain degree, where I feel like he should just be this badass character. Where it's, and that's kind of what I was expecting when I initially heard that this movie was getting launched, or I saw the trailer, the poster, or whatever, and then I noticed the tiny little hand, and I was like, "What is this?"
The tiny little hand works if for 3 or 4 movies Wolverine has been this dark hero with an unknown past
Which he
who's
hasn't
always
been.
pushing people away because he doesn't want to expose himself.
Well,
And you keep doing that over and over and over again. And now
But
in movie
none of
4,
that's
it's
happened.
like, okay, now let's scratch the surface just a little bit and let's see him a little bit vulnerable.
I don't think they've done that.
But we've
though.
done that.
They've
Oh,
done
Absolutely.
no, because as far as I don't think they've done that in the other movies as far as keeping him like that brooding badass.
That's what I mean.
They haven't done it in any of
yeah,
the
they
movies.
did-
I think the little hand works if that's what they had done.
Yeah, I think we've done that.
we
okay.
we have 4 movies of rough exterior.
I mean, let's
Stay away from me. Everyone I love gets hurt. Back the fuck off. And
Let's-
then in the 3rd movie in the trilogy, we
Yeah.
maybe
Well,
he's got a heart.
That's why I've had such a problem with the Wolverine movies or most of the X-Men movies. It's like they found a good actor that has embodied the character perfectly and put out nothing but horse shit with it. It's like, why? Like,
It's
hard to
watering down
write.
Deadpool. It's like watering down Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. Like, if you ask me, Ryan Reynolds killed Deadpool. Like,
yeah.
not the X-Men version of Deadpool. I mean the Deadpool movie Deadpool.
Yeah, that I think was really well done. Although I think if they removed the CGI Colossus, it would have been better.
I'll agree with you
If they
there.
did Colossus the way they did in the X-Men movies, where it's like a real person, and then
Yeah.
he just looked it took me out of the movie.
I'll agree with you there. I just mean as far as having Hugh Jackman play Wolverine is akin to me as Ryan Reynolds playing Deadpool.
Yeah.
Like someone who can kill that role and do it convincingly. And nobody, I don't know. You're looking. You have a.
I misunderstood your usage of the word "kill." I was like, you were like Ryan Reynolds killed Deadpool, and I was like, you didn't fucking like Deadpool.
No,
That was amazing.
He like I thought Ryan.
Okay.
Like if, there's no one else in my
Got it.
thought process that can even touch Ryan Reynolds in
Yeah,
that role.
yeah, nailed it. Hugh Jackman
Like-
is Wolverine. I can't imagine
Right.
them carrying.
And
on
they've been
without
talking
him,
about
but-
replacing him. So like even with this, the whole old man Logan, like I really hope this isn't like almost like a Saw thing where they stretch it out way beyond what it's supposed to be.
This isn't. I mean, I think we've mentioned. There's no way it's even close to Old Man Logan because you can't. They don't have
What-
access to
what
any
I'm-
of the characters that make that story.
What I mean
right?
is like, for instance, I'm a huge fan of the Saw movie series.
Yep.
Like, and when I say that, I've seen 1 through 3D, but I stopped liking it at 3. I saw 4, 5, and 6 in the 3D because I've already had time invested.
I struggled with 2 and 3.
See, I struggled with 1 and just rode the wave. 2 and 3 are my favorite.
Really?
4, 5, 6 in the 3D.
Wait,
I was just like,
what's the one with the house where they
That's
throw?
2.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
That was actually my favorite one.
I liked the first one. I thought the first one was really well done.
But going back to what we were saying is, with 1, 2, and 3, I liked all of those, and I I love what they're doing with the whole X-Men thing. But like, let's not ride this out for too much longer. I know Hugh Jackman's not signed on, but for like I think this is his last one.
I think he's done.
Yeah,
Him,
I think this is his last one.
I think this is his last one, and I think this is
Like,
Patrick Stewart's last one.
Can we not do another Days of Futures Past kind of thing?
I like Days of Future
I love
Past.
that movie, but can we not?
And what a great way to fix that series that was so fucked up.
Well,
Like,
when
It's
you
still
kill
kinda
everybody in the
fucked up.
second movie,
what's that?
when you kill everyone in the second movie, it's like
Right, but I mean,
what do
that,
we do
like
from
Days
here?
of Future Past, like fixed that, right?
right,
Like,
they
that's-
did.
I
Like,
mean,
that was the whole reset, but like
yeah, I thought it was pretty.
I'm not
I
familiar
enjoyed
with-
Days of Future Past.
I did too.
I haven't seen Apocalypse though yet, so that I hear that.
Actually,
I
I forgot that even came out. I need to see that.
I don't think you do.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, really?
I haven't seen it, but
Uh,
I'm assuming it is as bad as I think it is.
I mean, X-Men 2 is my favorite, but like
really?
X-Men
Days-
2 is your favorite?
yeah. Or which one's the
I'm
one
not
where,
judging. I
which
like.
one's the one where like they break all the mutants out? Like Juggernaut, and then Mystique gets
Wait, the one with Juggernaut's like the third one.
That's 3.
I
Is that the
What
one
happened?
personally, I think
what
that's the
happens
worst
in
one.
2.
That's the
is-
one where there's like so many continuity errors in the movie. Like it'll change from night to day in the middle of scenes.
Phoenix is X-Men 3, where
Is
Jean
it?
Grey becomes Phoenix.
Is that 3?
Is 2 where they have
Yeah.
to get the kids out of the
Yeah, because they've
Get the kids out as X-Men Wolverine.
Okay. I don't know. They all look the same.
I don't remember what
For the
happens
most
in
part, at
X-Men
least
2.
half of each of the X-Men movies is terrible.
Yeah.
Well, the earlier
Well, that-
ones.
You know
I guess
what?
that
Well, the
brings us
first
back
one
to
was
the
fun.
point.
The X-Men movies were the pioneers in comic book movies.
Very true.
You know,
We'll give them a little bit of slack.
They've earned it. They were the first guys to be like, all right, let's put these weird costumed mutants up on screen and let's see what happens. We owe them a lot.
What's that? Probably. If not, on the other edge of that couch, there's a whole bunch of glassware.
Cool. I'm gonna move this.
You're all right.
But yeah.
So,
Speaking of comic book movies, we also got it's a little more than a teaser trailer, but a little less than a full trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Did you get what you wanted?
No, I just said fuck it and
Oh, all right. That's cool.
continue with the podcast.
For Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I'm super psyched. I liked Guardians of the Galaxy a lot.
yeah.
I don't know what you thought of it.
I actually did. I enjoyed it a lot.
That is
I,
really surprising to me.
why do you say that? Well, I mean, I think
Tone. It has a tone that I wouldn't think that you would appreciate.
really, I thought it still had the same Marvel tone. They just didn't. I don't know. Maybe it was because it's a lesser known property that people
Yeah.
came in with certain expectations when you're talking about Iron Man or Spider-Man or any
Yeah.
whatever, Avengers, Captain America, any of those.
Fucking cartoon raccoon voiced by Bradley Cooper seems like something that would irritate the piss out of you.
I mean,
I
I like the
humor.
comic relief.
I guess because I know your humor.
I know you like comic relief, but I feel like Bradley Cooper is not high on your list of people you enjoy.
But I think Rocket Raccoon is.
Yeah.
That's
I'd be
true.
okay
He
with
is. He's kind of an asshole.
You know
So,
what I
yeah,
mean?
okay.
Like,
I will
all right,
tell
I
you-
get that.
The one time I was truly disappointed in that movie, aside from the end credit sequence, was when
Anytime Dave Bautista was on the screen.
he fit that role perfectly.
He did, but yeah.
But when it is a Batista related scene. So they talked about how literal he was,
Yep.
and they would they'd have those awkward moments or whatever, and
Nothing gets over my
There-
head.
yeah.
I would catch it. Yeah. Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Well, there was a point where I don't remember the exact line, but he was like, if you guys would quit flinging shit at each other for just a moment, and they didn't say anything. I was like, that was a perfect time for he to be,
Okay.
well, why would we fling shit at each other? Like, I was so upset when,
Well, when you're working with a PG-13 rating,
you can throw in one more shit just to have that joke.
yeah, to us, yes.
They should have cut out some other joke just to get that
just
one
to
in.
get that one in.
Or not use that line because that was a missed opportunity.
Yeah, I will agree with
But
you.
I am super excited about this. I think it's going to be really good. There's a ton of fun characters. Like I said with the Marvel movies, that I think gives them a pass despite like plot holes and stuff that is prevalent in any superhero movie.
Tough follow-up. Guardians of the Galaxy partly was great to me. It was the biggest surprise in movie going I've had in the last 10 years, probably. I mean, I knew of the Guardians of the Galaxy, right? I knew some people really liked them, and then it came out, and the initial batch of reviews were really positive, so I knew people were digging it. But I went and saw that movie. I was fucking blown away. It was so much fun. And I left there, and everybody I ran into, I was like, you have to see Guardians of the Galaxy, like, today. Like, it's so much fun, and it nails this tone of being entertaining and fun, but kind of like heartfelt, but some great action to it. Really well paced.
It should be really interesting because, I mean, where Marvel is going right now is into one of, like, top 3 storylines in Marvel history.
Talking about the Infinity War?
Infinity War.
It's tough to pull off.
I think they're well on their way. They're going to need like 10 movies to do it. But I mean, they've got all this stuff tying in. If they do a little bit here, a little bit there, Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be a big part of it because it's connected to that space narrative that they've only touched on in the main movies. So all these other ones, they're like, oh yeah, there's Thanos, and you're like, cool. We need more of that. And like you see bits and pieces and like what the Thor movies have it and whatever. But this is the only one that
everything's starting to connect in really interesting ways.
Yeah,
I can't follow it all. Like I don't have time to watch like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff like that.
Right.
But like it's all really starting to come together and really
man. I keep meaning to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but it's so
I've tried. It's
heartless.
So dry.
I hear that's the one. I hear that's like that is almost like the thread that's holding everything together at this point. I hear that it connects to so many different things that it's the most fun to watch for big fans.
It really does.
Yeah,
it connects to. There's certain things you'll see in the show, like, and this is.
I struggle though, man.
Well, like my ex pointed this out to me. She was like, she went and saw what was the last Avengers movie?
Ultron, right?
Civil War.
Or
Ultron.
Yeah.
If you're talking Avengers, I don't. Yeah.
She pointed out to me that like something that got said in the episode, like the week before Ultron got released, like was mentioned in Ultron, like, and I was just like,
that's pretty.
I've never
cool.
been a huge Avengers fan like that, but I respect that kind of commitment where you can tie a weekly TV show into a movie that you've been.
I don't know who's the guy. I mean, there's got to be a guy at this point who's
Stan
like
Lee.
in charge of this. No, Stanley. Stanley is in charge of showing up for one day of shooting on each film.
Absolutely.
Stanley's
Sometimes
in
you have
charge
to be
of
a strip
fucking
club
nothing
DJ.
at this
It's like,
point.
Stanley, you're in charge of being in this scene and not shitting your pants.
Yeah. Stanley, your job is to not die.
We need to get 10 more movies out of you so we can get Infinity
We
War.
need the rights for 10 more movies out of you.
I have really bad news.
We stopped recording like a long time
We're
ago.
fine. I started the audio. I didn't start the video.
No.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding.
All right, well, let's start it then. Oh, no.
That sucks.
Well, boom. Hey, 3, 2, 1.
Hey.
I'm looking at it the whole time. Everything looks great.
It's not the black guy's fault.
No, it's mine.
So, well,
You missed like a good,
Welcome to
15
the
minutes of
second
conversation?
half of the Last Call podcast.
Right.
I guess I'll just put a little YouTube annotation on there.
Man.
Originally recorded on 10/26/16 for 25 minutes before you started watching.
Hey.
Joining our heroes in progress.
Maybe I'll just slap together a bunch of imagery to go along with it.
Fuck.
That would be kind of
I'll
actually that'd be kind of cool.
I'll crudely animate, just put like stick figures of us, like it'd be perfect.
Oh God, this has been
Togar
the week.
and
This has
Razor.
been the week from hell. This week is not going.
Oh, the
well.
only problem is now we do have to sync the audio because we
Do
don't
we?
have it. Yeah, because normally I record it directly in there, but whatever.
It's still recording directly. I fixed. I set the audio.
No. But I mean, the video records its own audio.
And it's not doing that now?
It is now.
It is now, but there's so much
But
more.
I see
we're
what
missing
you're
half
saying.
of it.
Yeah, we're missing
So we're
half
starting
of it.
from 0 on the video and 25 minutes in on the audio.
Yeah. Or switch that or whatever.
Technical
you know what the fuck I mean.
difficulties.
Not
Fuck
paying
me.
attention.
Whoops.
How much Jameson is in there? Do we have more than that? I don't want to drink the end of your Jameson.
I have the good Jameson I can grab.
Oh, I don't want you to grab the good Jameson.
I do want you to grab the good Jameson.
But all right, let's finish this one. So how did
Guardians
we
of
get
the
that? Oh, we were
Galaxy.
talking about
We were
Logan.
talking about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians
And
of
We
the
were
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about and Logan. And what do you want to do now? You want to keep talking about Guardians of the Galaxy? Or you want to move on to something else?
I guess go ahead. What are we at? We're at 3. All right. So
We're at 40 minutes.
or we're at like 35 or something. Anyway,
Oh, do you want to do?
not a break. If that's what you're saying. But anyway, so we'll keep going on the same Guardians of the Galaxy or just Marvel movies in general.
Okay.
I'm gonna go grab more Jameson
Okay.
and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hey.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Hey.
Can we just play some kind of music while you're gone? Just hold music, like elevator music, and just stare at the camera. I like how we just started the podcast and Mikey left
Yeah.
immediately.
So my question is more or less, what's your take on? Just we touched on it a little bit earlier. Just the X-Men movies as a whole. It's like I'm not too like. I mean, we could talk about Guardians of the Galaxy, but I'm honestly not versed in it. I got introduced to it like through my ex, and like I missed a whole bunch of stuff. And
So I
so
have
forth.
like I don't have like me in particular.
He said that shit like he was gonna be gone forever. Like,
My instinct on movies, I'm gonna like a movie that I want to like unless it gives me a really good reason.
gotcha.
So I don't love the first 3 X-Men. I actually like X-Men 3, which is almost universally hated.
I do too.
I enjoy X-Men 3. A lot of people really dislike it. X-Men 1, I think it hasn't aged very well at all. I loved it when it came out.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it since, so maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I think I tried to watch it again like 5 years ago, and it's just
not doing it for
it just
you?
doesn't age well. It's
Right.
not its fault. It's just comic book movies have come a long way. The first Wolverine movie
Terrible.
was awful, but the Wolverine I really enjoyed. I think people didn't really like that one that much.
That's the second one.
That's the second one
With
with like
Will.i.am?
he fights the robot at the end, and no, not Will.i.am. Will.i.am is in the first one. The Wolverine is the one that takes place in Japan. The old guy.
Okay, so which one's the first one? The first one.
X-Men
is,
Origins Wolverine is the first
with the
Wolverine
shitty
movie.
with the shitty Deadpool.
Okay.
shitty
okay.
Deadpool,
I thought.
Will.i.am.
I've always had them in reverse.
Yeah. The Wolverine is the one that came out, I guess, a couple
That's what
years ago.
Then they're in Japan. and
Japan,
all that
he's
other
vulnerable
crazy
for a
shit.
time.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed that one, but I kind of like.
I didn't like that.
I kinda like
actually liked the first one better.
I kind of I like. I'm kind of a sucker for Japanese shit, so
I
like that
understand.
that did it for
Everybody
me.
likes Japanese women.
And then I don't know. As a whole, like everybody loves First Class a lot more than I do.
I hated First Class.
I like
It
First
might also
Class,
be
but I
because had
don't.
the bootleg,
It
but
doesn't.
I liked it all right. It was
I just don't like the whole like Charles Xavier get shot in the spine. Let's kill off a bunch of cool ass mutants. Like, just didn't do it for me.
I just liked it because it was something a little bit different.
I do
Yeah.
like that aspect of it, but
That was really all I
the
liked.
story. I had a trouble like staying with the story, as you said, like having that attention span that like flickers in and out. That
Oh,
story
the X-Men
was, like,
story is
That shit
I'm
was so
really
hard to-
confused now. So are there 6 X-Men movies now? Like official X-Men movies?
Yeah, because you have
1, 2, 3, First Class, Days of Future Past, and Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
None of them make sense.
Because Days of Future Days of Future's Past
Oh.
was the reset.
We're good. Nothing is fucked here.
Oh,
I
whiskey
didn't realize you'd put them there. I'm sorry.
Days of Future's Past is the reset, but the trailer at the end of Days of Future's Past is the beginning of Apocalypse. Like, I mean, well, not the beginning, but
Is it? Oh, I thought they
it's the
kind of
trailer
rewound the
for
clock in Apocalypse. Oh yeah, because they did. They rewound the clock at the end of
Yeah,
Days of Future Past.
like
Gotcha.
they reset everything, and then it's
Right,
like, here's this
right.
cool ass trailer.
Yeah, they
This
brought
very
Cyclops
small
back to life and
Apocalypse.
stuff.
This very tiny man moving pyramids and shit.
Do you want to talk about the Nintendo?
Yeah. So we jump into that.
Okay.
Hey.
Why don't you walk us through that?
All right. So have we all seen the? I guess we've.
I've seen.
Yeah.
So the Switch. So the Switch comes out. We got a trailer. We got a classic kind of Nintendo. It is like the stock photo of trailers. Like it's filled with the most mundane people doing the most mundane things.
A almost criminally, culturally diverse group of people doing.
Yeah.
They're
Sitting
like,
on a roof deck playing Nintendo.
Yeah, here's this random family that inexplicably includes every nationality. Like, that's the strangest mixed family ever. No,
It's upstairs. Somebody wrote a somebody had a tweet. I don't know who it was. It was like, I take my classy rooftop parties very seriously. If you bring your fucking Nintendo, I will cut you.
Fair assessment.
I don't know. It's a super neat little thing. But isn't that what Nintendo does at this point?
Yeah.
You see a thing and you're like, oh, that's cute and super cool.
It just reminds me of Game Gear. It's like a Game Gear PSP hybrid.
But with a built-in HD dock, right?
Yeah, I mean, it is 2016.
Like where you just plug it into a dock and you just play it up there. And
I also have a problem with losing my whole fucking console if some shit happens. Like,
Yeah. Or
I
just
know where my PS4 is right now. Like,
well, imagine this. Like, say you take the whole portable bit,
yeah,
and then you pull it apart to play multiplayer because it's got that little thing where you can set up as a screen, take the two sides off,
right.
each one as a controller. Now you've lost the controller. Oh, sorry, you don't get to have a right hand.
Well, there's that, or trying to get this random, possibly C4 shaped thing through an airport. Like,
I wonder if they're gonna sell the components individually. Like you're gonna be able to buy the left controller and the right controller.
I mean, that's like,
and so like the heavy lifting is the screen, right? That's
Yeah.
the really expensive part. The other part, the part you leave behind, is just a dock, right? I mean, that's cheap. And the two controllers have to be
well, hold on.
sort
There's
of
got to
cheap,
be
$40-$50 a piece.
there's got to be something in the dock though to improve the graphics because you're not having full HD
capability on like
on the handheld.
Really?
I can't imagine.
There's got to be some sort of drop off.
Well, I mean,
no, you can have that on the screen that big, but to have that much processing power and still have any kind of battery life.
Yeah, you're right.
Because I've heard it's supposed to last like 3 hours of playtime, which is, I think, pretty good for
a substantial amount of time.
I mean, you just keep the hardware in there though, but just not have it active when it's not plugged in, right?
I guess you could do that.
Like you just have it display at not a lower resolution, but I mean.
But I'm wondering if it's sort of like if you have a PC and you have, an extra graphics card or something like that. Like, does the base maybe have something like that?
Yeah, maybe. You might be right.
So it like, say the handheld has, I don't know, 720p. Like graphics are a little slow, like not quite as fresh looking, and then you plug it in, it kicks in an extra graphics card, and then you turn it up a bit.
Could be.
Who knows?
Do we have we have no idea what this thing's gonna cost yet?
No,
right?
No, nothing's come out.
We
as
just
far
know
as I
what it does.
Sort of.
Sort
We
of.
know, actually, let me rephrase that. We know where you can take it. Like
to rooftop parties,
Right,
as long as it's not to that one guy, because he'll cut you.
And the back of your friend's cars.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably great for like the first quarter of a road trip, and then you're fucked.
Yeah, how long's the battery last on that thing?
There's probably some sort of plug
it's
you can
Game
do.
Gear-esque,
I'm sure.
right?
I'm sure there's
7
like,
minutes.
I'm sure there's a USB port or some shit to charge
sure.
or whatever. But
It's not like the Game Gear
Guess
where you
what
had
I'll
to
do?
put 35 AA batteries in the back and it died in a half
but
hour.
Also, once that dies, I'll pull.
I'm
my
not
phone
sure
out
it's
and
going to be
play
that
Angry
far
Birds.
off. I wonder if like plugging it into like a pure USB, not like a wall adapter, like a USB into. I bet it can't keep up with the power. If
Like
you just
you
plug it
mean
in
like
like
in the
a
car
computer
or some
USB,
shit?
I bet a cigarette lighter in a car isn't going to keep up with.
I mean,
but I could be wrong.
But I assume you could also
gotta at
still
least
play
slow
it
it
while
down.
it's plugged in.
What's that?
I assume you would still be able to play it while it's plugged in, though.
Yeah, But is that really
It's like
what you
your
want?
phone. It's like your. I would assume it's going to be like your phone, where it's like
Even if you can break
it's
even,
not going to charge past 17%, but like you can still use it while you're.
It looks so big and bulky, and the screen looks so bright. I just imagine an 18-minute power, cycle on it. But
I just go back to what Mikey said. Is my fear would be losing the controls, or like losing one side of the control.
I want to hold one in my hand. The controllers look cheap.
I hate all Nintendo controllers, every single fucking one.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Super Nintendo was alright.
It was like, that's like saying piss is better than shit. Like,
yeah.
At the time, it was revolutionary because it was the first control with bumpers and 4 buttons and all that other shit. But
it was somewhat form fitting.
It was, and then
that's
what
the
did we
problem
get
with
after
every other.
The N64 control was trash.
It was the second best controller of that generation, I think.
It was until
behind the Sega Dual Row. I think that was a better controller.
I don't know. The bumpers were key.
The bumpers were key, but like that.
That's true. They're probably better than the 6 in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Sega didn't have the bumpers. No, you're right. I'll give it.
And then you had like Nintendo. N64 had like the weird West Side thing going on. Like the
N64 had it was designed for somebody with 3 hands. Like you could never really use it. Oh yeah, you're right. What was the N64?
The N64 was the one that was shaped like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, N64 was the one that was shaped for somebody with 3 hands because you had the buttons up here,
you had the regular
and
control,
you had
and
the
then you had
stick
to move
and the
around
Z here, and then you had a series of buttons up. The D-pad was up here, but you couldn't access it.
Well, the D-pad was on here, but you had you had 2 D-pads. You had one directional pad, the stick in the middle, the 4 yellow buttons, and
right,
then A
the
and
C
B
buttons or whatever.
And then the 2 triggers on the side.
That was a weird.
That'd be an interesting debate. I'd wonder which is a more ridiculous controller design.
I will always go with the Dreamcast, no matter what anyone says.
The
Dreamcast or the first Xbox?
No, because they make sense. They were just like big.
Circular.
They were just big controllers.
It was
which we're
a
going
circle
back
with
to.
buttons.
The controllers got smaller and smaller and smaller until we got to PS1, and now they're swelling again.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that because I hate those tiny little controllers.
I love the original Xbox controllers.
I think